and developers. The reason is I have a very big network and I have, okay, recording up start. Wait, 1, 2, 3. Hi everyone, welcome to JS Lovers channel. This is a new initiative I started where I'm going to do conversation with few developers in from my network. The reason is I feel myself very lucky to be in a network where are so many inspiring people around me, and I strongly believe you can learn every day something new from every person. So this is why I'm doing it. Today I have Sakshi. So I know Sakshi from many years. I know her from Delhi. She used to come on meetups. I used to meet her during communities event, hackathons. And what I liked about her is her entho about technology, uh, working on herself, her skills. I feel that she's the one, that kind of female. In her dictionary, there is no word like that a woman cannot do tech. I always saw her that she's always like, oh, I can do it. I will be doing it. I should do it like this. And for a moment, she is never like, I can't do it. Either it's the job, either it's meetup, either it's hackathons, and either it's about anything. So that's the one thing which for me as a personally, she keep inspiring me. And now the other thing is she is now in Bangalore. She got her job from her college when she was studying in Indira Gandhi Delhi Technical University. And today I just wanted to talk to her about her experience from college to real world industry, how the experience was, getting the job and all. Cool. So welcome Sakshi, and thank you for doing this conversation with me.
Thank you, Neha.
Though
Glad to be here.
I added a lot of things about you, if you want to give a short introduction about yourself, that would be great for the audience.
Sure, sure. I'm equally glad to be here. Thank you, Neha, for inviting me and giving me this opportunity to talk to you and bring out my experience and share my experience, which might help anybody who would be watching this video. I'm very glad to be here. And yeah, I think I have known you for quite some time now, and it has been a very positive experience with you always. And I think you have pretty much covered about my experience and my job and things like that. So I think I'm excited to start the conversation with you.
Awesome. So the first thing I want to address here is she is working in Visa from approx last 2 years, and she got this job from her college placements. Am I right?
No, 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 Neha. So this was during my college time, but
Okay.
visa didn't come to our college. It was an off-campus placement for me.
Okay. So you got an off-campus placement in a organization before passing from your college.
Yes, that is correct. That is
Oh,
correct.
so many students I have seen that they were very much dependent upon the college placement. But
Mm-hmm.
how you got to know about this off-campus placement and how you applied there, how you got that job? What was the process altogether?
Sure, sure. So, placements in general are a very different and unique kind of experience for any person in any engineering graduate studying in college. And um, as much as it seems horrifying, it is an interesting journey and it develops you as a person. That happened with me as well. So, there were quite a few companies which came to my campus, and during the initial days of the final year, so in my seventh semester, a couple of companies came. I appeared in a couple of interviews, and I was offered an opportunity from General Electric Digital
Okay.
department from Bangalore, from the Bangalore office. So that was my on-campus placement, and as many colleges in India are that one student can only avail one college placement, so similar kind of rule was there in our college as well. So even though I have cleared multiple other exams in other companies, but as soon as I got my offer, I was GE was the one which college had to offer to me. So it was an interesting role and interesting profile. My first offer at that time, so I was excited, equally excited. And then later on, there are also other great companies out there in the market which would offer candidates to have an opportunity to interview with them apart from their on campuses.
Okay.
So even though these companies do not might not go to your college, but then they offer an opportunity for the candidates to have a chance to interview them. So one of them being Visa. So there was an online competition which happened during, I think, September in my final year. So I was done with my college placements, but then I always have liked things about Visa, and when I read more about it, so I thought, let me give it a chance. So I appeared in the online competitive exam, and there were a few selected candidates chosen from that online exam to appear in the actual interviews in Bangalore office. So Visa had sponsored all our flights and hotels and flew us to the Bangalore office. It was an amazing experience. I got a chance to talk to industrial professionals and then have an interview with them. It was a very positive experience. And as a matter of fact, I'm currently working in Visa after accepting the offer. It was an interesting journey. Apart from that, Neha, I would also want to, for the sake of our viewers, I would also want to say that another route for the placements can be internships. So there are many people who do their internships in companies, and then they are offered PPO opportunities, pre-placement offers, and then they accept it, and finally they start working in those companies. So that is also an interesting route to go about the placements. In my final year, in my eighth semester, the last semester, I thought about trying out this as well as a semester internship. So I appeared in Morgan Stanley online exam again, which was also an off-campus online exam, competitive exam. I appeared in that, and I got an opportunity there also to interview with the folks there, and I was offered a 6 months internship in the Mumbai office. So this is also one of the routes which I would say is also a equally good opportunity for the placements.
Okay. So you talk about the online platform where you did the
Mm-hmm.
off-campus placement. So these
Yes.
are like the company's website, or there is one particular place where you can go and do these things?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it depends. There are plethora of online platforms like HackerRank and HackerEarth,
Okay.
and there are also others which some of the companies actually prefer for their own. Some platforms which are built by the specific companies. So I would say it is all dependent on how the company wants to interview their candidates. So the ones which I went through were, I think, on HackerRank, as far as I remember. So mostly, I think the campus interviews also, initial rounds happened on either HackerRank or HackerEarth, which are the most common choice among the companies, I
I
would say.
think right now in the industry also, either it's fresher or senior, first screening for the technicals happen on these websites only, and then they
Correct.
take it. So it is
Yes.
now becoming a much of a standard that go
Yes.
there first and then we will talk. Okay, so
Yes.
basically, if you are not getting a on-campus placement, this is not that is not the end of the world. You do have
Correct.
other options also. You talked
Yes.
about internships. So
Mm-hmm.
does college play any role in that? Like in your case, you got Morgan Stanley, but you mentioned that you applied by your own. But
Yes.
is
Yes.
there any support college also provide for the internship?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, so there are two kind of internships, either a 2 or 3 months internship or a 6 months long internship. So I would a candidate thing to say about it. Many colleges do not really approve about the 6 months internship. It varies on the college to college, and then 3 months internship is a more common trend which I see in general, which people do after their third year is over. So internships for that the companies come during your third year, start of the third year, your pre-final year, and then you get a chance to interview with them, and you do the 2 months internship after you are done with your pre-final year, and then you get an opportunity to have a PPO, a pre-placement offer, getting converted, and then another route for the internships is also a 6 months internship, which is a semester intern, which
Hmm.
in my case was there. So in that also there are again depending on the colleges, there are few colleges which offer 6 months internship plus a placement, or maybe just a 6 months internship, and also there are colleges which do not allow 6 months internships at all.
Okay.
So It depends on the college. I think you need to talk to your authorities, college authorities, and see how it works. In our case, I applied off campus for Morgan Stanley, and I got an opportunity. I talked to my college authorities. 6 month internship is not generally a norm in the college. In our case, but then I talked to them and I convinced the placement officers that how good an opportunity it is to me as well as to the college and in general for the future students. So I think it is always good to take a chance. There is nothing, no harm in that. It is always good to just try and go for it. And if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. But then what if it does?
Exactly.
So that is the gain. So I think always shoot for it, go for it, and then try.
Yeah, I remember when your this Morgan Stanley internship was happening and you were very confused about 6 months. We also spoke about it.
Yes,
And
yes.
then
So
we also came to the conclusion, go and talk to your college authorities and then we
yes,
will see. Good.
yes, correct.
And so these internships, are they paid or they don't pay to the college student?
Yeah, so again, it depends, and the pay is also dependent on the companies and the
Okay.
kind of profile that you are being offered and the kind of work that you would be offered. In my case, I was fortunate, and since it was a 5 months, 6 months long internship, and I had to stay in another city. In case of Morgan Stanley, it was a paid internship for me, so there was some stipend attached to the work that I had been doing
Okay.
about it. And then it depends on the companies
It
in general.
depends. I have seen
Hmm.
generally a lot of companies don't offer, but
Hmm.
whenever I see that companies are not paying to freshers for the internships, I feel very bad about that because
Hmm.
at the end, that particular developer is coming for 6 months or 2 months,
Hmm.
investing his or her time in the company, so they should pay it. Uh, but yeah, it might be it's about organizations rules, so I also
Yes.
can't comment on that. So
Hmm.
how these internship help you in your future roles? So when you are
Right.
interviewing, does they count that you did the internship and they
Hmm.
filter you out as a potential candidate versus rest of
Okay.
the candidates?
Hmm. So that is also there are two different ways of seeing about that. I would talk about my situation and in general. So for the 3 months or 2 months internship, after you do an internship after a pre-final year, you can write it in your resume. This is like a great work experience, I would say, for a college student to get into the industry and see how things are happening there. So obviously, you would be recognized for that effort and the time that you have spent in the corporate environment. You would always have an upper hand on that, no doubt about it. So, but then the company name and the work, again, it depends for your future placements that how relevant it would be and how much value it would be given. So, in case you are given a PPO and you plan to accept it, then there are no further questions about the placements one. But in general, it is good to have corporate experience,
Okay.
and yeah, I think it counts. It counts. But then the students who do not really have a 3 months or 2 months internship as such in the big giants or things like that, I would not ask them to be sad about it or regret about it. It is all okay. What matters is what you are learning, and if you are utilizing your time uh, in some other project or in some other activity, be it paid or unpaid internship or any kind of experience, whether an internship or no internship at all, or it all depends on what you are putting in, where your efforts are going in. I think
Exactly.
that matters.
And I would say that this is the beauty of technical world, that
Correct.
if you have technical skills and you have a
Mm-hmm.
portfolio to prove that, so it doesn't matter you have internship, paid internship or not an internship, you will get something.
Correct.
So stepping back, talking about your off campus placement, when you appeared for that Morgan Stanley and visa interviews, did
Mm-hmm.
you went through a very rigorous preparation? How the level of the question? What was the level of the question, the test,
Mm-hmm.
and everything? And what was your strategy to prepare yourself for that?
Sure. So, there is a lot of content over internet, a lot of content, and sometimes one may feel overwhelmed about a lot of data, what where to start from, and then where to get started and how to go about it. So was the case for me. I was no different in that situation. I was seeing a lot of data and content. I was confused what to do and where to start from. So I think in this situation, it is good to read, if in case you are preparing for the college placements and things like that, then it's good to see a list of common companies which are coming to your campus and talk to your seniors, your mentors, or your professors, and see what advice they have to give to you. So in general, sometimes it helps, but as per me, I can talk about me. For me, I went through Geeks or Geeks. It was
Okay.
a good website where there were multiple interview experiences also shared and a lot of content about the data structure. So I used to read from there. And for the practicing questions part, I used to go to Interview Bit. It is a great website, I would say. Back then, I practiced quite a few questions from there. I didn't go to all the levels and completed the entire website, but then I completed good amount of questions from there. Also, there's a lot of content, as I said. So it is good to stick to one or two and
Hmm.
find what suits for you. Different things suits for different people. You need to find what is there for you and which one resonates with you. I also did a little bit of hacker rank. I found the UI good and the quality of the questions were good. So like it worked for me. I like the questions. I practiced that as to improve my time and the competitive programming kind of way as I looked about it. So it was a mixture, and you need to find the balance among which one you want to focus on and which one not. So as I approached near the interview experiences, I used to go to the Geeks for Geeks and see what kind of questions a company is looking forward to. And there you get a different perspective also. So it is also good to know about the company that you are interviewing for. It is good to know what the company actually does. For you also, it is good because you might, that would be a prospective company where you would actually be working on. So it is good to have a little knowledge about the company and what it works on, how it operates before you interview with them. It would leave a positive experience in the interview as well as for you to know and decide in the later stages. So these were, I think, a couple of things which I did for myself. And as we approach towards the placement, the actually interview day, the D day, you just have to sleep well, keep your mind calm, and then just see a little about what the company does, and things like that should be, I think, good enough as
Okay.
the time progresses.
So one thing what I liked, what you mentioned is one thing which for me stand out is not everything will work for everyone. So you need
Correct.
to look that what suits you. This is also my
Mm-hmm.
mantra. I also keep getting a lot of requests from where to learn JavaScript, from where to do React, and I am always like, see, what is working for me will not might work for you. So I would
Mm-hmm.
say just go. There's a lot of content, search, explore, and pick. Very good. So I
Sure.
completely agree about the way you took the strategy. It's very nice.
Mm-hmm.
So
Thank you.
now it's been approx 2 years in the industry, and when you entered in the real world, real industry world, how was the experience passing out from the college? Either it was like I would say internship was not 100% exposure, but when you actually get your first job, first ID card, and you know that this is
Mm-hmm.
my first job, how was the experience? Was like
Yeah.
how was the overall expectations? What you thought during college time,
Mm-hmm.
were they meeting or not?
Mm-hmm. Sure. So it is very interesting. Like as we are in the college and during the 4 years of the engineering, we all have a different picture of corporate and what we would be working on in the next couple of years and months, so to say. So we all have a different picture in mind. Okay, the corporate looks like this. For everyone, it looks different. So for me also, I had like some expectations, some view of how I would be working on, what to expect, and things like that. It was very interesting. I mean, to actually go and work in the corporate experience. So internship was an for me, my 6 months internship was an equally good corporate experience. It was my first corporate experience, and Visa was my first corporate job. Both of them bringing in the best out of me and making me learn each and every day. So apart from the experience and the culture, which are also very important when you start working in the companies, I would also, which I would talk about maybe a little after the technical aspects, which most of our viewers might be interested in, the students, that, okay, hey, we code like this in the college, and how would this be different from the company? Would we be doing the same things? So I would say in college, what we used to do is we usually form a group, and then we have an idea or maybe an assignment or a project in mind or a deadline submission, where we just gather around, work on, code it, just make it work and submit it. So there are some similarities and some dissimilarities in the situation where you actually work in the corporate. In corporate also, you work in the teams. You have a couple of engineers in the team, some senior folks, and then architects also. So similarly, you work together, you collaborate. But then some of the things which I want to highlight, which is different in the corporate experience than from the college, was that there are stakeholders involved, there is business involved. So when you code and you implement something, okay, this has got some business value attached to what I'm doing. I'm valuable, I'm writing something valuable, and then this would have this impact. So you have this thing in your mind, and then you are conscious about it. There are multiple stakeholders involved whom you talk to. Okay, what are your requirements? Can we define this? And then there are deadlines which are different from your college deadlines, where you have, okay, by the end of the semester we have to submit the project. In this case, you have different deadlines set aside for the tasks that are given, and then according to the features. So talking to the stakeholders is also an interesting part about the corporate experience. And then there are agile way of working, which usually I studied and did not implement in college as such. We knew that there is agile way of working, so there are sprints and then user stories, features. So you are given some time frame and some feature which you have to work on and then deliver it. So this kind of situation is also new for many of the college grads, where you actually have stories assigned to you, and then you work on it and then talk to the stakeholders and implement it. And also a different thing on the testing part. So in college, we just used to implement our code and make it work and just present it to our professors, or say in the college submissions. In this case, the testing is paid an equally important part in the production cycle. So it's not like you just implement it and you test it and you are done. No, it goes through rigorous ways of testing. There are QA testing, and then there are sandbox testing, and then there are multiple levels of security testing, other things which your code goes through. So which is equally important in, so to say, when you are working in a business kind of B2B or a business corporate experience. So testing plays a very important role, and so does your code standards. In college, I remember we just, in this, for the sake of completion, sometimes when the deadlines are approaching, we just write the code, and then it's just four of us or five of us in the group who have to understand the code, and that's it. This is not the case in corporate. There are multiple engineers in your team, and then there might be some newbies in the team or some senior folks who might be referring to your code later, even when you're not a part of the company anymore. So as the saying goes, you leave, but your code doesn't. Your
Yep.
code stays. So the coding standard is played a very crucial role in the corporate experience. And then there are code reviews where you have to adhere to the industry standards of writing code. These are some of the things which are like different from what I expected in general, and which I turned out to be good.
Yeah, and I think also one of the thing I can relate is that tools, like you talk about stories. So there's Jira. So
Mm-hmm.
students are not exposed to Jira during their college
Yes.
time. Then you have
Yes.
GitHub. Now I have seen that students are picking themselves, training themselves on GitHub. But the way industry use GitHub and the way we students at the college time use is very different.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the things I also see that in when you
Correct.
enter the real world, it's very different. I get the opportunity to work with freshers in my organization, and when I see them, many of them like assume that we know everything, and the
Huh.
and within 1 week they were like, oh we don't know anything. So
Yeah.
that's a very I would say that's not a, I don't know what the right word is, but a lot of students I have seen that when they, within a week, they will start, underestimating themselves, losing their confidence and all. And I keep talking to students, and I'm like, no, this is how you learn. So this is
That's
an
correct.
eye opener for you, that okay, whatever you have learned, that actually took you here, but now from here you need to go to next level. So start learning
Correct.
again. Yeah,
Yes.
interesting. So I can see that you learned so fast in your company on the job, which is a very good thing. I have seen, I know you from your college days, and now we are still in touch. So I have seen your whole growth. Talking about the technical aspects, so
Mm-hmm.
whatever you learned in college, then interview you have given, and when you got your first task on the job,
Mm-hmm.
was it like expected? You knew that you knew what came to you, everything, or it was like, oh, I have to start fresh? What was
Mm-hmm.
that?
Yeah, interestingly, in college, we try out different things, and so was the case for me. My primary language back then was C++, and I used to try out different projects in different languages and technologies. So I tried my hands out on Django, PHP, and other stuff that time, a little bit of Java and things like that. But interestingly, front end was never in the picture for me. I never pictured myself doing any kind of front end work. I was always horrified by the idea of fixing the CSS and the positioning of the elements on the screen. So I never assumed that I would be working on front end. I would ever be working on front end, I would say. So in my both my internship as well as my job, all the languages and the tech stack which I worked on was quite different from what I had worked on in the college. So in Morgan Stanley, it was Scala, which I had to work on. And then in my first job at Visa, we had a manager connect session before I actually joined there. So my job profile said software engineer. So I was curious to know what I would be working on, what kind of project and what technology I would be working on. So I got to know that I it would be a full stack role, but my initial few tasks, as I would be starting on, would be in React and Redux. And I was horrified that, oh my God, front end, I have to work on front end. And I thought what to do about it then. So I would say do not really fear about it. Talk to your managers and your team maybe, and get to know about the kind of work you would be doing. Have a complete knowledge. Do not just think, okay, front end, oh my God, I can't do, and just back off. Don't do it. I had a further conversation with my managers and wanted to know what exactly which would I be working on, and what kind of project do we have, and what is expected out of me. So as I joined, I realized it is not just the CSS. Front end is not CSS, and React and Redux, it's completely different. I learned about store management, and then there were much logic involved as opposed to what people usually say about the front end engineers. So it was a very good experience. I got to learn about how to write in modules, how to make your code more readable, and then how to implement different things. And then, as a matter of fact, we also had a designer in our team who used to give up the mockups. Okay, this is how your page would look like, and you have to design it like this. So it's not like you would have to design everything, the color and the position on your own. So it depends on the company to company. For me, that was the horrifying part initially, to be honest. But then, as I got to know more about the project, I was excited about my role. So as I worked on it, I learned a lot of things from my peers, from the project, from the business perspective, and the React and Redux, which was very interesting. So do not judge a book by its cover, and have an experience. Do not just run from it. And as I was working on these, and I started to fall in love actually with front end and how JavaScript and other frameworks are built beautifully on the top of it. So I also wanted to try out other things apart from this. So it was a beautiful experience working on React and Redux. But I thought, let me give backend also a try. Let me see how incorporates we write Java or any backend APIs. How do we connect both the things? I wanted to know the entire picture. I wanted to know how exactly when a request comes in, how does it actually land up in the giving out the correct information. So I had a conversation with my manager. I thought it's the right time. So I had a conversation with my manager and told him about my interest and how I want to try out knowing the bigger picture and the entire flow end to end. And quite interestingly, he was very supportive in my career growth, and he gave me a chance to work on the backend task as well. So as we say in the agile environment, I got some stories on backend as well. I wrote my first task where which involved writing start from the request to showing it on the screen. So the entire API and the business on how you start about it and then displayed. It was amazing. I mean, when I had to work on the entire piece all together, it felt very gratifying, and then you feel good about yourself. Okay, now I know there is no black box. Initially, I thought, okay, how does actually the API backend folks are doing? But now there is no black box. You know, okay, this is how data flows, and that is how it flows. So I would not mention here which is my favorite backend and frontend, because the real answer is none. I would not be able to pick up one among the other. Both of them have made me grow, and both of them have given me experience in its own sweet way. So an advice to all the people out there watching this would be to try out things. Do not leave any black boxes, and then choose what you really like. Have an exposure and try out things, and talk to your manager. Do not shy away really, and then people are there to help you. Do not really think that, okay, what would that person say. As I said, it is always worth taking a chance. It is always worth giving it a shot.
Yes.
And it worked.
So whatever, thank you, Sakshi. So you have said so many things which I can relate very well, and they are so right. So for example, you started with front end and you got horrified. I know a lot of
Mhm.
people that I know that whenever there's a new technology, something will come, and people were like, "Oh no, I haven't never done this. I can't do this," and they give up. So I can also relate to this thing. And talking about the front end, as you were horrified, I remember when I started doing front end in my college time, there were only one chapter, in BCA on HTML, CSS, and JS. Only one chapter, combinedly. And
Mhm.
I was into Java also. I was into Unix programming also. But this I was from my college days. I was very much interested into front end, so I just moved there. And sadly, at that time, no one knows about front end. So I have to explain them that what is my job. So
Mhm.
that is like very funny thing. I'm happy that now a lot of people know what is front end. And
Yes.
as you mentioned, it's very good that front end is not just about colors and font size, it's beyond that. And the way
Yes.
front end is going, it's very good. And I'm glad that you actually went to your manager not just once, twice, and you mentioned, you acknowledged your manager helped you a lot in your career growth. This is one thing I wanted to highlight here also. I am working as a manager, so I have seen that there are people who assume we cannot go to our manager, we cannot talk to our manager, our manager will think about us. This is exactly you mentioned. But we also wanted to help you. If
Mhm.
I don't know Sakshi wanted to pick backend, how would I get to know?
Yes.
If
Yes.
I don't know Sakshi wants to know about project, how would I get to know? I will assume Sakshi is fine with everything. So as a college student or not a college student, even if you have experience, please take the hold of your career and go and talk to your manager. Then only you will get the growth, which is very awesome, which actually you did. And that's why you are here right now, which is a very good thing. Okay, so moving to the last part, you shared so many good advices, and I can relate because I also keep sharing the almost same advices to everyone. Like you mentioned, that try. I also keep telling college kids, you have 4 years in your hand. Go and try everything, then decide
Yes.
what you want to do. Might be front
Yes.
end is my cup of tea, not your cup of tea. So you need
Mhm.
to try. So what advice would you, if you need to, give only three advice to a final year student, what would
Mhm.
be your advice to them?
Sure. So, college life is a very integral part in your life, and where you cherish those moments later in your life also. I miss my college terribly. That college life is a great experience for everyone. So, I would say do not restrict yourself to any one technology or stack. as part of as much as technology is concerned or technical skills are concerned. Try out different things. There is a course structure in your engineering which you go through, or in your computer science course which you go through, and that involves a whole lot of different things. Apart from data structures, there are operating systems, there are databases, and there are security, and then there is cloud, and then there is machine learning, AI, ML, data, and a lot of things. So I would not say do not if you know what you want to actually do, just improve on that. But then I would also want to say, do not restrict yourself to one thing. Try out different things. College is one such time where you have the liberty to just be free and try out as many ventures, opportunities, and experiment around. So just try your hands out on a couple of things and then decide for yourself in later on what you actually want to do. And this experience would be with you for your entire life. So just try out different things, learn about it. Apart from that, another one would be, do not stress too much about exams or placements too much. I see people who are, they're just too much concerned or stressed over, oh my god, my exams are coming, oh my god, the placement sessions are coming up, I'm not prepared, I'm not what do I do? And they spend all the 4 years in that. Do not do that, please. College life, you would, I can vouch for it, you would miss that terribly after you get into the real world. So try out different things apart from the technical knowledge as well. Your personality matters more, in fact,
Right.
after you get into the real world. So go talk to people, know about their experiences, attend hackathons, attend meetups, make connections, and then learn a new sport, learn how to play a new musical instrument, and do different things. That's how actually we got to know each other, you and
Right.
me. So just go out and try out different things apart from, and that would actually help you improve your personality as a whole, and that would make you a better person also in your corporate experience. Go out and try out different things out of your domain also. You have got a lot of time in college. 4 years is a lot of time. So that is also an important advice. Just do not stick to just studies, books, or placements. There's a whole lot of things out there. And and just do not worry too much about life. Like, do not really think, what am I gonna do? I have seen people changing domains, I have seen people doing completely different things what they have thought about in college. So do not really worry too much about it. Life would happen, it would flow with time.
Right.
So just enjoy the time that you have and try out, have a broad experience, I would say.
Yeah. So one thing I would also like to add, that you talk about that, do not stress about studies, placements, and explore something else beyond your technical skills, which is
Mm-hmm.
very important, as you mentioned, because it's your personality. So
Yes.
I can relate, because when I was in college, I was not, I was very introvert. I
Mm-hmm.
hardly can talk to anyone, but I was a very good scorer. So within college, I used to get, like, from my teacher, all the attention and everything, because I was a good scorer. But the moment I passed my college, I saw that it's a different world. They don't give a attention to my mark sheet. It's all about
Yes.
how I am presenting myself, how I am talking to them, how I am performing at my work. And I still remember, because it's a internal family joke in my database management. I got like 92 out of 100, and I don't work on database. I never worked on database. So I was like, what? So my family keep joking about this, that you scored so much in this particular subject. Now what you are doing? And I'm like, nothing. No one is even asking me about it. So obviously, studies are do obviously, you are in college, you need to study, but that doesn't mean that just spend the whole time
Yes.
stressing about that.
Mm-hmm.
This is a world, I would say. The resources are available, as you mentioned: meetups, communities, hackathons. Go talk to people, learn how they are talking, presenting. Like, I know, when I first time I wrote my email, I don't know about you, I remember when first time I wrote my email in the office, I didn't knew that I have to put a subject, and I just send it. And then I learned about, you need to put a subject, what kind of subject you need to put, how you need to write an email, the that lingos of the office, like uh, LGTM, looks good to me, and so on. So these things are, if it's good if someone already know this, and
Correct.
it will excite you. Cool, nice. So thank you so much, Sakshi, for all the insight. There was nothing where I can disagree with you. And actually you gave me the validation, the kind of advices I am giving to the college students and a lot of freshers. From your perspective, I think I'm on the right track to guide them. So thank you for that validation. All the best, and we will see all of you next time. Thank you.
Thank you, Neha. Thank you so much. Bye bye.